Hey guys, my name is Katie and I was on Spiritus Team 6. Today I want to talk about suffering well. Some of you may know and some of you may not. Shortly after Spiritus, I started dating someone and we got married and it was awesome. And then 22 days after we were married and 1 week before we were supposed to leave on our honeymoon, he died in a work accident. And my entire life crashed down before me. I had resigned from my job, I had given up my lease at my apartment, and I had started this new wedding, and I was in the middle of moving and new job, and so I was jobless, I was homeless, and I was widowed. It was not fun. Two of those things resolved themselves pretty quickly. I was able to move into our home that we had, and I got a new job, but I was still widowed. And if you've ever lost anyone close to you, you know that that is something that you carry in your heart every day. And I've never been one of those people who had that amazing conversion moment that brought them back into the church, or was super rebellious and had this crazy lifestyle and then came back to Jesus. Like, born and raised Catholic, stayed in the church the whole time, good person, been working in ministry, and then this happens to me, right? And a lot of people are like, oh man, I can't understand why something like that would happen to you. Like, you're a good person. And bad things do happen to good people, and it's just the way the world works. I don't think God was up there above, like, oh, he must die now. Like, no, God doesn't work that way. God is good. And sometimes bad things do happen, accidents do happen, and that's just a part of our life. And talking about suffering after that, when you're faced with grief, whether it's losing a friend, losing a job, financial difficulty, losing a relationship, you can choose how you're gonna suffer. Sometimes you can't control the circumstances that happen to you, but you can control, or at least as much as you can, your response to those circumstances. And that was kind of my outlook on things. People might say I'm an optimist, but that's just how I've always been. And so I was really, really, really leaning into God. Even though there were times where I was asking God, God, why'd you allow this to happen? Why did this have to happen to me? And God's okay with that. And he can take that. You can throw all your questions at him, and he's fine. But through that struggle, he brought so many amazing people into my life. There are relationships that I have now and friends that I have now that I couldn't imagine my life without. And those would not have happened had I not been faced with the circumstances that were thrown my way. Am I glad that my husband died? No, not at all. But God has used that to bring so many people closer to him. And I would kind of share some of my joys and my struggles on my Facebook page. And I had so many people send me messages just saying, hey, your faith, it inspires me so much. Like, I don't understand how you have such a strong faith, but you're bringing me closer. God is a wonderful God. So even in your struggles and in grief, I encourage you to stick close to him, shout at him if you need to, but suffer well, and God will be with you the whole time.